Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Black Mirror 3. So, we need to get back to the city. So I'm just going to use the walking map to get to this point. I don't think that there's too much to do. In a weird way, like, I really quickly finished 2 of what seems like 3 sub-challenges in Act 2.
We're rebuilding for you. Soon will be even more spectacular. Experience the horror up close and personal. Reopening on the 1st of December. That's in a few days' time.
See, I don't know why they would do it, say, the 1st of December when we don't really have a calendar. So we don't know what day it is today. You could go talk to Dr. Winterbottom. But I don't think there's anything else on this screen. So let's move on. We're looking for Miss Valley's house so that we can break in and see if we can collect evidence to prove that her guilt as being the leader of the order. Let's see. Is she above the pub, perhaps?
I don't want to be nor am I in the mood to get my nose broken.
No, and it seems like we can't ever get into the Three Cakes pub. Seems like that's just not going to happen. Well, then that really just leaves this one scene. There's over the bridge over here, but this doesn't seem like it goes anywhere. So we have to talk to Matt, whose name is in green text, which, does that mean we've never talked to him before? Or we have something to talk about him?
Hey Matt, so when you finally gonna get gone with your fun fair?
So, how are we then, eh? Still possessed by the devil?
I wouldn't joke about it if I were you.
That's supposed to be a threat.
Let's say more well-meant recommendation.
You really have got a few screws loose.
So, Matt Newcastle. I don't remember this character. Again, you really can't play this game without having played the previous game right before this. And you can't play the previous game because it crashes, basically.
Not half as much as when you were born, Mr. Twisted Firestarter.
Have fun.
Oi, arsehole! When you miss me, paint a heart on the wall.
Will do. In your blood.
So we can now go in the cafe or the police station. Neither one of those really makes any sense, but let's just start with the police station. We'll see if maybe we can have some more conversation. We found out it was Murray who bailed us out in hopes that we would commit more crimes and more grisly murders to bring up business. See if we can talk to Constable Zach.
Can I disturb you for a minute?
No.
So the answer to that is no. So we can only talk to Detective Spinner.
A very good day to you, Inspector.
What's up with you?
Let's see. The murder of Miss Valley, young people, and Ralph. Let's ask, I guess, about the murder of Miss Valley.
Have there been any breakthroughs in Miss Valley's murder case?
We've arrested a suspect, a young American who was seen with her and asked her about the murders here in the village, probably with perverted intentions.
Yeah, I know. Anything else?
I just won't admit it. That makes me very sad.
Oh, just forget it then.
Let's see. Like, I don't even remember what Miss Valley versus what Angelina did in the game.
There are beer cans and fireworks lying around in front of the castle. Are there often parties up there?
Yes, but it's just a bunch of 14-year-olds. It's some kind of test of courage for them to piss over the walls of a haunted castle.
Is there nothing you can do about it?
What? Put up some portaloos?
Well, that's weird because this guy was allegedly trying to bring up his statistics by arresting everybody, so why wouldn't he arrest the 14-year-olds drinking alcohol and committing property crimes? Like, not real big issues. I'm sure Constable Zach wouldn't arrest people for doing that, but I'm surprised Spooner wouldn't do it.
You know someone here in the village, a guy by the name of Ralph?
Why am I not surprised that you, of all people, are asking me about a local loon pot?
So you do know him?
He nicks the odd apple from a buyer and lives somewhere in the woods. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Again, if he's trying to bump up his statistics to get out of here, why not arrest him? Like, a lot of police arrest crazy people on cold nights just to give them a place to sleep. I guess we ask about Angelina.
How can I convince you that Angelina did all these things?
Make her confess.
She's dead, remember?
Then show me the corpse.
I'd love to, but she fell into the abyss.
Yeah, the lava. I know. Go and annoy someone else.
And then the academy.
Why don't you just bring in a couple of earth movers and dig out the academy? You'll find the answers there.
And who's gonna pay for it? You? Apart from your statement, I've got no evidence to suggest that there's anything to be found there. You're not the most believable of people.
Have you even asked yourself why the ruins collapsed?
I even got experts in, and they were all in agreement that the ruins collapsed due to disrepair. It was all ancient and decayed. Nothing to do with an evil conspiracy.
Bye.
So the thing too is, I don't think Adrian here is getting the idea that there was a magical portal at a point in the academy, so even if he was to dig it out and there wasn't a cover-up, you're not going to find... You're not going to find any real evidence. All you're going to find is a couple of puzzle... A big puzzle element that was a big deal at the end of the last game. See if we can get back in the shop now.
Closed. Strange. The shop was still open this time yesterday.
So the only other place I know to go is the cafe, and see, I have this feeling like I need to go somewhere else, but I don't know how to get there. We can talk to Denise. I doubt we could distract enough people to get back in the back room.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Darren.
Oh, I have to listen to this guy again.
The waiter, Edward, is he pleased that you're helping her as well?
He'd send me away, but I always came back. Then he said that if I make myself useful, I can stay. I'm not allowed to just sit and stare at Denise, because people would get scared of me. I don't like it if people are scared of me.
I don't like that either.
There's a couple of people in this city that
if
could be
touch a cake,
psychos.
then I'll have to eat it. And they don't give me coffee anymore because it makes me ill.
I'd better be going.
Okay, Darren.
The one place we reached that was interesting was Murray's office, but I don't even have a quest really to go.
I've asked all I want to know for the moment.
Let's see. I don't even have a reason to go back to his office right now.
Hello?
So let's ask about Bobby, ask about Edward, ask about Black Dogs, ask about Ralph, and ask about the building in the woods. Why Denise would know anything about any of this is very questionable.
Does Bobby work here too?
Not really, but I can't stop him from cleaning the tables all day long.
Quick and easy
What
answer.
can you tell me about Edward?
Let's put that another way. Why should I tell you anything about Edward?
Well, I just wonder what it's like working with him all day long. He's not the most easygoing of guys. I mean, a plank of wood would be more relaxed, don't you think?
He's my fiancé. Anything else?
Oh, so
Excuse me? You're engaged? Does that mean you intend to marry?
Got a problem with that? Then join the back of the queue.
So yeah, I thought there was something more than just a boss employee relationship there, but she is also sleeping with the inspector.
Did you know that there are huge black dogs here in the woods who attack unsuspecting wanderers?
Yes, they're one of Murray's tourist attractions.
Really?
Yeah, sure. 2 fat mongrel St. Bernards. Bobby is in one of the costumes and Mrs. Puffed in the other.
Ha ha.
Well, that might have been actually the case. Let's see if she knows Ralph. Maybe
Hey, do you know Ralph?
I hallucinated the
tennis coach from
dogs
Ipswich?
because
Surely not. The Ralph I'm talking
somebody
about
was
is a bit mentally,
screwing with me.
well, challenged.
Oh, then perhaps you mean Mrs. Puff's husband.
No, I don't think that's him. Has he got a doll called Mr. Bubby?
What? No, you must mean Bobby.
Well, whatever. Forget it.
See, why would she know anything about anything? She's like new to the
There's
city.
a rundown house on the road that goes to the lighthouse. Can you tell me anything about it?
A pathologist used to live there, I think. He was also murdered there. But wild horses wouldn't drag me there.
Maybe I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I better not go in there right now, or Denise will bar me from the place.
So in the previous game, there was no point in which I went into Miss Valley's house that I can recall. And I don't see another exit. So unless Miss Valley is just totally in a different location, I think I have to go to the Black Mirror Castle. Like, unless I'm supposed to go talk to Dr. Winterbun. You would think it would be one of these houses. We could go back and talk to her and see if maybe there's more information.
Hello, Doctor? Can I ask you a quick question?
So this time she lets us in. And is there anything to click on? Just the trash waste bin, which I guess at some point might have something in it of important.
Doctor?
How can I help you?
We can ask about the old-fashioned shop. We could ask about the building in the woods, and we can ask about Dr. Heinz Herman.
The shop's closed. Is Abaya on holiday?
Abaya goes to Ipswich on Tuesdays. She does a self-defense course there.
I would have thought a refereeing course would be more her thing.
Okay. We can ask, I guess, about the building in the woods.
I think I found the place in the woods, but no hole anywhere. Just an abandoned house.
Ah, very good. That must be Dr. Herman's old house. Have I told you about him? He was also a victim of... back then. Since then, the house has been empty. No one wants to live there of their own free will. Has it helped you at all? I mean, with your memories?
No.
Have you made a thorough search?
Doc, it's November. It's cold, the ground is frozen. It's in the middle of the woods in a plot of land that's enclosed by barbed wire.
All right, then. We'll concentrate on it again in the next session.
They keep having this voice actor cough. Sounds like she's dying. She's probably the bad guy of the story, I would guess. She's probably trying to make you go crazy. She's probably giving you hallucinogenic pills to make you hallucinate. That would make a lot of sense. She's having you break into places to act on the memories. If she was a real psychologist and you were trying to recover repressed memories, the one thing she would do is she would be by your side at doing these locations. She wouldn't just send you on your own to investigate and report back.
You said you knew
And
Dr.
she'd probably have the
Herman?
police
Yes.
also by your
He was
side.
a very extraordinary man. We met each other when we were students. It was a great time. But I quickly realized that pathology wasn't really for me. Unlike Hines, I was always much more interested in the living.
You studied pathology?
Maybe she's trying to write a
Amongst
book
other things.
by
Yes.
driving you
I'm
crazy.
surprised.
Not really, no.
That might be the
Catch you
idea.
later.
Take care.
Again, that did not end up with any new items or new information. And what do we have in the inventory that would even make sense? Nothing, really. So let's look at the walking map. We've been to Gordon's Palace. We are here. There doesn't seem to have been so far a place I've unlocked. The hut in the woods. Let's see. This is Black Mirror Castle. This is the tumbled down building. The only place I really haven't been is the lighthouse. I don't know where Miss Valley's house would be if it's not here. Let's see what this is. There's a symbol here for the museum. There's a symbol here for the doctor. There's a symbol here for either the grocery store or the coffee shop. A symbol here for the police or the the police or the grocery shop, and this is probably the tavern. We could go look at the lighthouse real quick. I doubt there's going to be anything here. Yeah, absolutely nothing. So then Black Mirror Castle we go. And what's going to be really frustrating is we're going to find out we can't get in Black Mirror Castle. There's nothing to see. I guess these were the beer cans and firecrackers we'd seen before. If I was to use a pencil on the stone to do like a rubbing of it, I guess can't do anything there.
The castle looks really threatening from here.
Let's look at the letter box.
An empty letterbox. The last time I was here, I was able to bust open the wrought iron gate. The lock looks way sturdier than it used to be. I'm not going to be able to get it open without a lot of hassle, for sure.
Yeah, we'll try the intercom and see if we can get in.
I'm not welcome here anymore.
Okay. So there's literally nothing I can do in this section. Unless I'm supposed to use the tree lopper on the door. Or the tree lopper on the gate. Let's see. Yeah, nothing here makes any beginning of a sense.
I think one photo's enough.
Oh, I guess I had already taken a photo of Black Mirror Castle. So where are we? Maybe I could get a chance to ask Victoria about it, or take a look around Miss Valley's house. Let's read this from the beginning. I've been only really reading the bottom pass. The thing with the order got pretty out of hand just before my arrest. First, they just wanted to keep me from the castle and the academy, but then after Miss Valley got killed, they even wanted to kill me. But I shouldn't worry about it anymore. It would seem that the order has disbanded and is trying to remove all traces of its existence. Maybe I can get a chance to ask Victoria about it, or get to take a look around at Miss Valley's house. She was the leader in the end. Who's Victoria? Like, seriously, Victoria is the grandmother who won't talk to us. How can Victoria be getting on? She's completely on her own in the castle with no Eleanor, no Bates. There's not anywhere. Maybe I can help her somehow. I could live there and be around for her. That's the least I could do. She hates me. Victoria blames me for everything. I would have I should have stayed away, a long way away in Boston. And now there's this vision as well. I'd never do anything to hurt Victoria. It was Angelina who contrived everything. She lured on me. She lured me here, and it's she who had all these people on her conscience. Victoria doesn't believe a word I say. If only had some kind of evidence. Yeah, and the only evidence I would have is like this. Let's see.
A ragdoll called Mr. Bubby, Ralph's best friend.
Yeah, I have like nothing.
It's certainly decorative.
So maybe go back to the police? The priests? Just make sure we... See, the only other thing is if this road, by walking here, triggered some vision, that would give me a reason to go this way.
I have no idea where that path leads.
Yeah, that path leads somewhere, clearly. But until we get it figured out, I can't go there. There's nothing to click on here. I don't think there's anything to do with the hut. Is there another exit, perhaps?
I'm not at all interested in going back into that creepy shack.
These paths don't feel like they diverge. Maybe I can talk to the priest now. Let's see if this door is closed to the church. I may just have to use a walkthrough again. I had to use it for that one minigame, which we haven't had a minigame in a while, and I bet we only get one per act at most. Alright. So unless we have to quote Bible passages to him, I think we're probably cool.
The confession box is empty.
To just talk to Father.
That has to be the priest.
The Father. Father... Roderick? Frederick? Is Frederick a name? Do I really need to walk all the way down?
Excuse me, Reverend.
Reverend is too much.
Oh, Reverend.
My son.
Is what it
I'm
says.
Father Frederick.
Or Frederick.
Father, I'm Darren Michaels. You might know me already from the papers.
Remember, I'm looking at the screen from 10 feet
I
away.
assume you come to confess.
No, actually I haven't. I don't have anything to confess yet.
What can I do for you then?
That's not the way to say that. I ask, I guess, about the gravedigger, yourself, the church, and then we'll talk about the graveyards in one fell swoop.
Seems the gravedigger has also been working here for an eternity.
Mark? Oh, he does his job well. Yes, he really feels all that digging in his bones. He's been looking for an apprentice for years, but no one seems to be interested. Are you educated in a profession?
This is a
I'm
weird
a physics student.
conversation.
Well, let's talk about something else.
It's weird how this is just animated. This clearly it was an experiment. Let's put one 3D model on one side, one 3D model on the other side, and then zoom out the camera really far for not really a good reason. Just I guess because I wanted to show off this background, which they probably spent too much money paying somebody to animate, like, they would be at the very least a couple feet closer. You wouldn't have something in the front. The camera would be zoomed in more.
It would seem you've been
It
in
makes it
charge
feel
for a
like
long time.
one of these two
What now,
characters is just
14
gonna
years
lunge at me and
compared
strangle
to
the other.
eternity?
It's like they're both on the defensive, which, if that's what they're trying to imply, is that this guy is afraid of this guy, they're not doing a great job about that.
The church here was built by Marcus Gordon, right?
The good Marcus, yes. It was the year 1213 when Marcus Gordon struck down his brother Mordred in a duel.
Marcus killed Mordred? Why?
A brotherly feud which had been smouldering for some time. Marcus embodied good, Mordred evil, according to the legend. Marcus beat Mordred. Good prevailed.
And what's this got to do with the Gordon curse? It originated in this period, right?
Yes, as far as I know. Mordred uttered the curse shortly before he drew his last breath. He put a curse on Marcus and all following generations. But that will soon be over. Lady Victoria is the last of the Gordons. The family line ends with her. Mercifully, one would be forgiven to say, as the clan has terrorized this whole region with its dreadful family history. But I'm sure you already know all of this. Seems like you are well informed.
Let's put it this way. I've been forced against my will to look at the curse in a bit more detail.
What do you mean by that?
My real name is Adrian Gordon. I belong to that clan there in the castle.
Oh, that's, I'd say, a surprise. Adrian Gordon. I thought he died as a 13-year-old. Didn't he fall down the castle staircase?
That's part of the dreadful family history that you were talking about before. But as you can see, I'm still alive.
Risen again from the dead. My congratulations and God's blessing, my son. And what is your relationship to the Gordons, if I may ask?
Perhaps
A lot of
you
conversation
remember
here.
Samuel Gordon?
Oh, yes, Samuel. He came to confession shortly before...
Too much conversation.
Well, you know.
Too
Yes,
much
I
talking.
remember him.
He was my father.
That explains quite a lot.
Like, I half expect at some point it's gonna turn out that Marcus is actually the evil one and Mordred was the good one. Let's ask about the graveyard, the anonymous graveyard, then Samuel's grave.
Can you tell me something about the graveyard?
Oh, it
it's
did two of them at
wonderful, isn't
once.
You can really sense the centuries past when you're in it. According to the records, some of the graves are over 800 years old.
Probably all Gordons.
The Gordons have had their own crypt since 1512. The academy was burned down and, well, space was needed for the many dead, and that's why the graveyard was rearranged.
So it moved the anonymous graves around for some reason.
Those anonymous graves in the graveyard, doesn't anyone know who's buried under them?
No one, except the relatives.
But we already kind of know that if I was to open all 5 of the graves, the one that is facing downward is Samuel's grave. So it'd be a little macabre to dig up 5 graves, but should work just fine. That would have been the only suicide. The rest were murders.
Can you tell me where Samuel Gordon is buried?
I'm afraid I can't tell you in which grave he's buried, but I can understand that you'd like to know.
Is there any kind of plan of who is buried where?
Not for the anonymous graves. But wait, I think I know how I can help you.
Hmm.
Thank you, Father.
What did he just hand you? After all that conversation, you can't write a line of dialogue to explain what he just handed you?
We were talking about Marcus and Mordred.
Yes, that's right. Marcus struck down his brother Mordred in a duel in the year 1213. After that, in order to atone for his actions, he had this church built here on pagan ground. A few years later, he also built the academy, also on pagan ground. It was to be used to house the Gordon Chronicles, so the curse could be researched by academics. But the academy was completely burned to the ground in 1512. Most of the chronicles were destroyed. Everything that could be recovered was brought here, to the church.
Right, but all of these stories always begin with Marcus killing his brother. Does no one know the cause of the dispute?
Well, there are various theories. Some say that Mordred was possessed by the devil. I also read somewhere that they were fighting over a woman, which is pretty much the same thing, right? Basically, it's about the fact that Marcus Gordon, the more religious and stable brother, won. Mordred is depicted as a godless sinner who's burning in hell to this day.
Do you know if the brothers were born here?
Probably not. Both were tireless crusaders in the name of the church. But why they built a castle here in Willow Creek can only be speculated on. Perhaps they
So it'd be a great point to go back in time and explain this, if that's actually going to happen.
In order to hold the area. Or they were gifted the land by the church as a reward for their support in the Crusades.
Thank you, Father.
Seems like this line of dialogue is going to stay here, so it seems like it's important. I don't know if he's just going to say the same thing again, though.
I'd like to hear the story about Marcus and Mordred
Nope,
again.
I don't want to. Nope. Don't want to hear the story again. So clearly, this is important information.
Thanks for the help.
May the Lord be with you.
See, the problem with having a game sequence like this, where you're doing so much talking, I was bored of listening to him halfway through half of the buttons I clicked. By the time we got to the important information, I had mostly checked out. And again, that didn't really seem... I got a list of from the pastor of all the people who were buried here in the same year. So, okay. That's maybe helpful, but the game didn't really tell me that was what that was. Let's see. I can't even look at it.
There are 5 names left. Henry Stanton, Dr. Heinz Herman, Dr. Robert Gordon, James, and Samuel Gordon.
So I had to look at the list, and that moved this forward. Let's look at it again.
The list of the names of all those who were buried here in August 1981. There are 5 names left. Henry Stanton, Dr. Heinz Herman, Dr. Robert Gordon, James, and Samuel Gordon.
Those are all the people that died in the first game. So I guess maybe I have to go talk to the family relations of all those people. Which maybe I can do that. Just maybe. We're already up to 5 hours at this point. Probably more. Maybe 5.5 hours of gameplay. And we're trying to rush through this in a realistic but hurried fashion. And it's still taking a really, really long time. It's really probably not taking that long. It's just there's very little action here and very little interest in what you're doing because everything's so mundane. Mundane not being a phrase I use very often, but it fits really well in this example. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net, all those links are down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, you can support me through Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.